Hello and welcome to Urban Nights Update. I'm Jacoby Berrigan.
And I'm Garrett Bradley. Thank you for joining us.
Former First Lady and actress Nancy Reagan had passed away on Sunday in her home in Los Angeles due to heart failure.
Stop.
Is that me?
I think that was...
Hello and welcome to Urban Nights Update. I'm Jacoby Berrigan.
And I'm Garrett Bradley. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back. Former First Lady and actress Nancy Reagan passed away on Sunday in her home in Los Angeles due to heart failure. She was 94 years old. Mrs. Reagan will be buried next to her husband at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley, California. Before the funeral service is held on Friday, the public will be able to pay their respects on Wednesday and Thursday. With 2,500 marchers, 20 floats, and many costume performers, this annual celebration of the Chinese New Year started the year off with a big bang. This year is the celebration of the monkey. Since 1860, San Francisco's annual Chinese New Year's parade has been named one of the top parades in the world. How popular is it, you may ask? Friends, families, and tourists filled the streets hoping to claim their spot. And now, a story from one of our very own AAU students who helped compose music for the Chinese New Year. Kiyomi Matsuda has more on that story.
Hi, my name is Jason, and my major is music production and sound design for visual media. Thought about what's the story about the Monkey King, and I choose one instrument as a main melody line to represent the Monkey King spirit, about his powerful or his wild, and to make the song have a specific style, trying to represent about the monkey, the animal. And I think the monkey is really funny, and the monkey will jump around and really wild, and you can control them. I use the main melody as the Chinese, Chinese trumpet. It's pretty bright and loud, just like a Monkey King. It's really powerful. Yeah, I always focus on what's the story I'm gonna to tell the audience. So music can tell the story too. So I try to make, because I know the Shaolin Temple people will do some fighting and some story about the Monkey King. So I just want to make sure my music is really suitable for their story. I just contacted Bob and to see what if I can make some detail more fitted to their rehearsal. So every time they rehearsal, finish the rehearsal, and Bob will email me to talk about some music region need to be more longer or more shorter, and I just make some subtle change. At the beginning, I was really a little bit nervous because actually it's my first time to use my own music and to give thousands or hundreds of people to hear. But when the music comes out, and I really appreciate that Bob gives me this opportunity, and it feels really good, and it's kind of like achievement.
In San Francisco, I'm Kiyomi Matsuda for Urban Nights Update.
Always awesome to see some Urban Knights getting out there and putting their talents to work. And speaking of work, if you're looking for a job in the U.S., according to U.S. Today, employers added 250,000 jobs in the month of February. Those jobs coming primarily from healthcare, restaurants, retail, shrugging off global economic troubles. However, the unemployment rate went unchanged according to the Labor Department because of the increase in people looking for jobs. The Silicon Valley has been exploding with coding camps, and the tech industry continues to grow rapidly. Urban Nights Updates' Dante Burney shows you what to expect if you attend one of these coding boot camps.
From the gold rush to the code rush, people are moving from all across the United States to attend coding boot camp in San Francisco. Sam Hastings shares his story and what he expected going into the program.
I expected coding to be easy because that's what it had been marketed to me to be, but it's really hard actually, and you have to study and work hard to excel.
With the lure of a 98% job rate and the average salary of $90K per year, many students are deciding to ditch college and head straight to boot camp. Ellie Chopik, the lead instructor at Galvanize, shares his advice on attending code school.
I think one of the biggest advantages of a code camp is that in a short amount of period of time, you can learn a tremendous amount to get you job ready. Whereas with a traditional four-year degree, you're studying in school for a long period of time, learning a lot of things that aren't directly applicable to being a junior web developer.
I was working for Nissan in Nashville, and I remember one day I ran across this Japanese engineer, started talking to him. He was talking about how much he loved his job because the result depended on the person performing the work. I thought about my job, and it seemed to me like anyone could do my job. There was not really any room for creativity, and I just wanted to pursue a career that offered that.
I think the biggest challenge that I face are having lots of students from all sorts of backgrounds, ranging from electrical engineering to massage therapy, and trying to make sure that I'm teaching students of all different skill sets the right material at the right time is something that I struggle with a lot, but work on as well.
I think that's kind of a problem with some of these boot camps, actually, because they market this thing as an easy skill to learn, it's an easy job to get, but you really got to put in work.
I think one of the best ways to prepare for any of these coding camps is to start using some of the free resources available online. So Code Academy is a wonderful place to start seeing some code, reading some code, writing some code. If you have a little bit of money to spend, Treehouse is also a fantastic resource to learn from that will prepare you from beginning level courses all the way to some more advanced things that you'll encounter in a coding camp.
I'd say make sure that you are very interested in learning how to code, that you don't do this just because you want a new career or a paycheck. I think you have to be invested in learning this yourself.
In San Francisco, California, this is Dante Burney with KART News.
If you're interested in learning more about the boot camps and the instructor and the programs mentioned, visit www.galvanize.com.
2 peacocks are dead in China after a tourist apparently strangled them. It happened at Yunnan Animal Park in Kunming, China. The peacocks apparently died from shock after being picked up for a photo. A tourist decided to grab the animals and take pictures with them. That tourist even plunked out the feathers of the birds. Many Chinese internet users are outraged with this and want to see extreme punishments. Visitors that go to Yunnan Wild Animal Park are now advised not to touch the animals. Residents of Delaware County, Pennsylvania are disturbed by a play in which several students wore KKK uniforms. The production was part of a historical performance and intended to represent the strategies of the group committed over the years. The county in which they performed once boasted the second largest Klan lodge in the early 1900s. Due to the turmoil caused by the incident, the superintendent stated that there will be diversity training implemented within the district. The Upper Darby School District apologizes about the incident and hopes to use this moment as a teaching experience. Beyonce's single, Formation, has stirred up a lot of conversation on the social media. Toy Onuru has more on the story.
Haters corny with that Illuminati mess.
Amongst all the racial connotations, we wanted the opinion of the Bayhive on this no social video, so we took it to the streets.
I didn't even hear about the song until an SNL skit that they did on Formation and how it has a huge message about Black power in this community and the Black Lives Movement. For the record, I am not the biggest Beyonce fan, but I really appreciate her artistry and everything that she does.
We don't know if it's coincidental or just an all-time epic publicity stunt, but Beyonce, aka Queen Bey, drops her single Formation the day before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm not a Beyonce fan. I think she's in the Illuminati, her and her husband. As far as her video, I think it was a good thing. It's supposed to bring Black people together, Black women, Black men together. It's not a slight on any other race or any other culture just because she's trying to embrace ours or trying to encourage us to embrace ours. So I don't think it should be a big deal. It was a solid effort. I mean, folks need to either get in formation or don't.
Beyonce is known for her epic videos and performances all over the world, so you know we were expecting no less with this song and video. This video directly tackles police brutality and the sad results of Hurricane Katrina. Let's not forget her tribute to her Creole and African ancestors, also displayed in her new video. Beyonce once again breaks the internet and has the whole world talking, especially on Twitter, using the hashtag Formation. Here are some of the tweets that we found with that same hashtag. And after the release of this video, Beyonce also announced her world tour Formation coming in 2016. I'm Toyosi Oniru for Urban Update.
Thanks, Toy. Beyonce continues to spread her message, revealing her Formation world tour in 2016. Well, there's a new twist to the whole O.J. Simpson case. A knife has been discovered at the home where Nicole Brown Simpson was killed. The knife had been held by a former police officer who kept the knife for years, and police are wondering why he didn't turn in the knife sooner. The officer stated he received the knife from a former construction worker between 2002 and 2003. The knife was found muddy and dirty, like it had been underground, but had no traces of blood on it to indicate there was no violent crime. The authorities state that the officer has been extremely cooperative.
Hello, and welcome to this week's entertainment segment on KR News. It was a big weekend for movie lovers as they lined up for the big screen. Let's take a look at some of the movies that made their debuts this weekend. London Has Fallen stepped into the box office after a British Prime Minister passes away. His funeral becomes a target for a terrorist organization, and the only ones that can stop him are Secret Service agents Mike Banning, played by Gerard Butler, and President of the United States, played by Aaron Eckhart. Other notable names are Morgan Freeman and Angela Bassett make appearances as well. Let's take a look at the exciting action film.
Hell of a presidential race, sir. Every day the same damn joke. What the hell they make you out of? Bourbon and poor choices.
With security at unprecedented levels, this isn't just a gathering of the world's most powerful leaders, it is the most protected event on Earth.
Welcome to London, Mr. President.
What's wrong? Nothing. Bugs the hell out of me. Get down! Oh my God.
This adrenaline-wrenching horror film just might give you some creepy chills. The Other Side of the Door is about a family that tragically loses their young son. The boy's mother, Maria, played by Sarah Wayne Callies, attempts to say one final goodbye. She learns about an ancient ritual and travels to an ancient temple where things start to change, where she ignores a sacred warning, and things turn for the worst.
It's beautiful.
What if we stayed here? Started a family here?
Are you serious?
Can't believe it. My children are geniuses.
Is Oliver mad?
Oliver, where are you?
Zootopia broke some box office records over the weekend. The animated kids film racked up over $7 million. It surpassed Frozen's opening record of $67 million. The story of Zootopia features Judy Hopps, an anxious bunny ready to make a name for herself as the first bunny on Zootopia's police squad, voiced by Jennifer Goodwin. She attempts to prove her self-worth as she partners up with slick-talking fox Nick Wilde, voiced by Jason Bateman.
Coming through!
This is Officer McCorn. We got a 1031.
I got dibs! Officer Hobbs, I am in pursuit! Woo, woo! I need you to run a plate.
Flash is the fastest guy in there. He can run the plate like that.
Wait. They're all sloths?
What, are you saying that because he's a sloth he can't be fast? Flash, 100-yard dash. Buddy, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
It's night?
Well, that's all I have for you this week, folks. Be sure to tune in next week for more news and entertainment.
K-Dot is back at it again with his new album, Untitled Unmastered. After winning a Grammy about 2 weeks ago, Kendrick Lamar decided to put together an album. All songs on the album are released ones that didn't make it on his past albums. Lamar says that he feels that the songs he made 4 years ago needed to be re-released instead of unheard of. The songs he has released have been reproduced and redone in collaborating with Metro Boomin, CeeLo Green, and Swizz Beatz Son.
A local rapper is making an impact in the Bay Area. Zack Taylor is fulfilling a dream to perform that he's cultivated for the past several years.
What's going on, Vegas? Nah. I don't think that was good enough. I think I need everybody in this area to get louder. What's going on, Vegas?
Most of the people know me as that kid Smooth. I mean, it's Zack Taylor. You know, I started this journey, you know, on my own, Hard to Reach Entertainment, you know, in the closet with my brother, you know, 2 other brothers, and we just started, you know, putting music together. You know, it led to places like here, the Shop Studios. Shout out to Shop Studios. Couldn't make it, you know, without any of y'all. I want to, you know, make a template for life. I want people to understand that, you know, you're able to reach past your limits and you're able to do, you know, anything that you want to. Like, it's not just about, you know, the money and the fame. It's not about, you know, the glory and all of that. But at the end of the day, you know, it's the people that surround you and it's what you do with it and, who, you know, what you do with them. You know, with this music thing, there's a fine line between genius and insanity. And, you know, sometimes I feel like I cross that line. And with the tape, you know, it really expressed everything. You know, we ended up winning Hot New Hip Hop Heat Seekers. We ended up getting sponsored by Hot New Hip Hop, and then, you know, things just started to fall into place. My friends kept telling me, you know, you don't need a girl, you don't need a girl, but I needed those, you know, I need those moments. You know, everybody needs those moments that you could just talk about, because if you're writing music, you know, what can you really speak about if you ain't speaking about nothing that happened? You know? Like, if it ain't real, then you won't feel it.
We wish Zack all the best of luck in fulfilling his dream. Now, sports, let's go to Tyler.
Lots going on in the sports world. A lot of action this past week in the NBA, MLB, and a lot of action for your Academy of Art Urban Knights. First, I would like to congratulate the Golden State Warriors on clinching a playoff spot. However, in Sunday's game against the LA Lakers, things looked ugly for the boys of the Golden State. In Kobe Bryant's last game against the Warriors, his team did not disappoint. The Lakers, who are still in last place in the Western Conference, absolutely dominated Steph Curry and the rest of the Warriors, holding Curry to 18 points and only 1 3-pointer made. The Lakers' dominance brings hope to the young, talented squad who are still getting a taste of the NBA. The Warriors, on the other hand, are still on pace to break the Chicago Bulls' all-time wins record in a season of 72. The team, however, has playoffs, not the record, on their minds. But the Warriors aren't the only Bay Area basketball team on their way to the playoffs. Your Academy of Art women's hoop team is going crazy. The Knights head to Azusa, California to make some noise in the regionals as they face off against Cal Baptist for a rematch of the Pac West Conference Championship game. The Knights lost that battle 80-90. However, the season matched their all-time records for wins in a season at 18 wins and 3 losses in the conference, and 23 wins and 7 losses overall. But they aren't the only RU team to be matching and setting records this year. Academy of Art track team is, well, fast. Balade Ajamale qualified for the NCAA Division II Nationals in the 60 meters, where he holds the fastest time in all of Division II with 6.63 seconds.
I found out I was National Athlete of the Week this morning. One of my teammates, Marlon, texted me and was like, "Oh, have you seen like the Twitter thing?" I'm like, "No, I haven't." So he sent it to me, and I was just like, I was beyond excited. Like, I was just so excited about it. I didn't even know that was a thing till today. But yeah, I was just stoked about it. The race was the 60 meters this weekend in Seattle. It was fun. Like, I've been waiting to run the 60 meters. I haven't run it for over a year now. I actually thought I false started. Surprisingly, yeah, in the final I thought I false started, but the gun didn't go off. So I thought I hesitated my second step a little bit, which was, I don't know why. I just thought I false started for some reason because I got out just that well. And then, so coming out of my drive phase, I couldn't really see anybody else around me, and I knew that at that moment I knew, all right, I'm probably about to run a 6.6. And sure enough, I did run a 6.6. Like, hearing the announcer say I ran a 6.6 was great.
The redshirt freshmen and the rest of the Urban Knights track and field squad look to continue their success at National Championships meet in Kansas on March 11th and 12th. Coach McDermott, in his second season as the head baseball coach here at the Academy of Art, looks to turn the program around, coming off a big series win in Chico and Sonoma.
I think we're very, very
something really exciting. It's going to come down to how we compete. There's no group of athletes I've ever been around or I could ever imagine that work harder than our guys do. Very proud of what we've done community service-wise, very proud of what we've done grade point average-wise. We had the highest GPA this past fall of any baseball program, any baseball team in this program's history. All I add.
The Academy of Art baseball team is coming off an exciting walk-off extra inning win against Central Washington and a series win against Fresno Pacific. The baseball team looks to continue their winning streak as they play Sonoma State in an out-of-conference game on Tuesday, March 8th. Other exciting news in the baseball world, it's spring training. Major League Baseball players from all around the world came back to the States to get ready for an upcoming baseball season. Spring training divides the teams between two leagues, the Arizona Cactus League and the Florida Grapefruit League. During this time, ball players young and old battle it out to try to make their big league ball club. Spring training lasts through the end of March, and as teams get back in shape for that opening day, which is scheduled for April 3rd. And that about does it here in the world of sports. See you next time.
After winning Super Bowl 50, Peyton Manning announces in a news conference a meeting with the NFL that everyone already knew, his retirement from pro football. Manning has been playing professional football for 18 years. Peyton Manning will leave the league as only 5-time MVP and all-time leader in passing yards. His decision came after reflecting on Super Bowl 50, realizing that his time had come to an end. Let's see now.
Just let it in.
Although the hype is now over for the coming of a new Star Wars trilogy, there's still ongoing discussions, rumors, and blogs constantly conversing the plotline of the new trilogy. Receiving a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, this part 1 of a new trilogy received a lot of praise from its director J.J. Abrams and cast. But as we know that J.J. Abrams will not be directing part 2, but producing. But the real question is, will it surpass the original trilogy? We asked the people of San Francisco for their thoughts.
I think it will because there's a new generation of Star Wars fans and the parents have brought down that fandom onto their kids, and because of that I think it will surpass it, just because the fact I don't think the old Star Wars fans will like it as much, obviously, because they're so into the first trilogy, but I think because of the new fandom it will surpass.
All the special effects were pretty new when the first trilogy came around, and now CGI has been a thing for a very long time, so obviously the newer Star Wars series is going to be a lot different. So I just think it's really hard to say, and I mean in terms of like which movie is better, which movies are better, you can't really take it down to that. It mainly comes down to dollar signs and I guess just how many people see the movie.
I think the new The Force Awakens was really good, story-wise, character-wise. I liked the characters. I didn't pay any attention. Nothing really stood out to me CGI-wise that said, oh, that's taking away from the story. So I think it's definitely really story-driven. I liked it a lot.
Reporting in San Francisco, I'm Jacoby Berrigan, and this has been your Urban Nights Update.
In tonight's interview segment, we sat down with a local model to hear about his life in the spotlight. Here's more with Hugo Lopez.
All right, hey.
Hey.
Hugo, thank you for coming out here.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So tell us, where are you from?
I grew up north, up in Humboldt. I was born in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. My dad's from there. My mom's from Humboldt. I went to school for a little bit in Santa Cruz and then started modeling. Modeling took me to SF, and I've been here for about 6.5 years now.
Nice. So are you still modeling today, or?
Yeah, still model, mostly full time. I have a job tomorrow, so that's pretty cool. It keeps me busy, and then I also do nightlife. I throw events, I promote events, and I help host events. So I've been doing that for for a while. I got into it throwing like house parties and stuff like that, and everybody in the college scene kind of wanted to know where we were going to be and what we were going to do next, and we kind of graduated to the clubs and then kept it going. And since I think 3 years ago, I've been working with like 2 major clubs here in the city and throwing events monthly.
Awesome. So what are those 2 major clubs, and I mean, what kind of parties are you throwing?
I'm throwing all different kinds of genres of music. We do mostly like hip hop, but then we also do house, and we also just do mixtures of like also new things, like pretty much whatever we think is fun and happening, or someone who's doing some cool stuff. We should definitely get them on board. So we do live events with live music. We do lots of DJ events at like a few of these clubs, and we like to bring new and up and coming artists from the Bay Area, particularly to a lot of our shows, and have them thrive.
Cool. So again, I didn't catch which clubs are these again?
Oh, so I work with Harlot, and which is on 46 in Minna, and then I also work with Hawthorne, which is at 46 in Geary. Funny coincidence. And I've thrown events also at Monarch and at Mezzanine, and helped out with iHeartSF. I do some events with them and helped them with their big New Year's over at Fort Mason. And yeah, just been doing it for a little bit. I think our Halloween party at Harlot is going on its 4th year. And so yeah, it's been sell out every year and stuff like that. And so we have some events that we do. I do a lot under a company that I started 3 years ago or 4 years ago called Sexual Nature, and it's a streetwear brand from here in the city, and it actually branched out into even more events happening.
Nice. Awesome. So just to wrap things up, any key points of advice you might give someone trying to succeed in this same kind of career?
Yeah, it definitely pays to be out there. You have to try and go to as many events as you can and try and really be in the scene to make the network connections that you really want and that are going to take you into the next level. The city is really close-knit, and so that'll help you a lot.
Awesome. Again, well, we appreciate it here.
Thank you so much, Garrett.
Thank you so much for joining us.
This has been your Urban Nights Update. Till next time, good night.